why the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones made the right decision to trade defensive superstar Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. This podcast is brought to you by 5-Star Bath Solutions. Beautiful solutions, affordable transformations. Get your bathroom project remodeled in only 48 hours. Big projects and small projects. All right, Micah Parsons traded to the Green Bay Packers for defensive tackle Kenny Clark and a few first-round picks a week before the NFL season begins. And Jerry Jones said some things after in his press conference saying, this was a move to get us successful in the playoffs. This was a move to be better on defense, stopping the run. This was a move to, if we get behind, not to be run on. And it was a deliberate move, a well thought out move to make this happen. The Dallas Cowboys and their odds were not great with Micah Parsons. They were 50-1 to win the Super Bowl. They moved down to 60-1. The Green Bay Packers went from 20-1 to 12-1 with Micah Parsons. The Green Bay Packers are now one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl. And the Dallas Cowboys, just like they were before the trade, are nowhere close to contending for a Super Bowl champion this season. If you are a team around the league on a piss-poor team with a superstar player, you should take note of what Jerry Jones did with his superstar defensive player. Particularly if you're an owner. Because Jerry Jones is in a unique situation. He's the owner and the general manager, meaning he can make this trade and not feel the aftermath of this trade because he's not going to fire himself. If you're a general manager from around the league and you make a trade like this, you need to fear getting fired. Because if it goes downhill fast, the owner's going to blame you and fire your ass. Jerry Jones, he isn't going to fire himself. So owners around the league should really take note of what Jerry did. Because the Dallas Cowboys were going nowhere this season with Micah Parsons. And guess what? They're still going nowhere this season without Micah Parsons. In fact, the odds in Las Vegas, there were 7.5 wins before this trade. And after this trade, they're still at 7.5 wins. So the Dallas Cowboys and their odds within their division and their season win totals, their over-unders, it didn't even change despite trading their superstar defensive end. If you are the Cleveland Browns, why are you holding on to Myles Garrett? Why did you sign him to a massive contract extension when you're going nowhere this season? He's 29 years old and you just sign him to this huge contract? They should have traded him and got a few first-round picks for the future when their team can maybe become legitimately good. But the truth is, the Browns this season are going nowhere with Myles Garrett. And without Myles Garrett, they're absolutely going nowhere as well. My strategy, or at least the way I look at things, is like this. If your team is going to be a bottom feeder in the NFL with a superstar player, You trade that player and get first-round picks for that player so that you can draft the next superstar player at 23 years old and hopefully build the team up around him. It is absolute nonsense to me when bottom feeder teams in the league, like the Cowboys could have done, or the Browns are doing, when they hold on to these superstar players when their destination at the end of the season is the same with or without that player. If your dog is full of shit everywhere, do you just wash the paw or do you throw the entire dog in the bath? The Dallas Cowboys roster is full of shit. Their over-under wins is 7.5. A team like the Cowboys, who have Jerry Jones as their owner, who always have Super Bowl aspirations and have the pressure of being America's team, their entire organization is full of shit right now. You trade your superstar player and accumulate first-round picks so that you can draft Dak Prescott's replacement in the NFL draft next year. So, as fun as it is for the world to mock the Dallas Cowboys, because although they are labeled as America's team, there is no team that gets mocked more in the NFL than Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if Jerry Jones cares because there's no team more valuable in the league than the Dallas Cowboys. But you look at this trade, and it seems like a great trade from the Packers side of it, but it also is the best thing to do for the Dallas Cowboys. Because what was the destination with Micah Parsons? And how is it any different without him? If the Cowboys were going to do something different, they probably should have made this trade months ago, right around the NFL draft, and accumulate more. Because when you wait this long, I don't know how much of a bidding war there was for Micah Parsons, because this trade really developed in the final day. There was an early report by ESPN that the Cowboys were now listening to offers for Micah Parsons. Well, the season starts in a week. Maybe you should have opened this door 2 or 3 months ago, or even 5 months ago, and collected a little bit more in a bidding war. But I applaud Jerry Jones. And I'm not a Cowboys guy. I could care less about the Cowboys. But he definitely made the right decision trading Micah Parsons now and getting something for him. Sure, they could have signed him to a contract extension themselves worth almost $200 million and win 7 games, 7 games, 7 games, 7 games, and then you trade him when he's 29 years old, or you trade him at 26 when he's going to get his most value, and you collect some first-round picks for the future. Now, Jerry seems a little delusional that they're going to be more successful this season without Micah Parsons. The odds would say that they're going to be the same, but in their division with the Super Bowl champions and the Washington Commanders, the Cowboys have no chance. And what's interesting is they traded for George Pickens, so offensively, it doesn't seem like they should be terrible. with Dak and CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, it appears that they would have offensive firepower. But their defense is ranked 32nd in the NFL, or at least projected to be. So there's no room for error offensively when that's the case. All right. Dallas Cowboys get rid of Micah Parsons. That's the right decision. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hit that subscribe button. And thank you for going on this podcasting journey along with us.